Today I'm going to do a Silhouette Design Studio tutorial on how to create a record spiral using any song lyrics that you want or any words that you want to use. And I'm trying to do it in about 5 to 10 minutes or less. We'll see how I do on this one. Uh, I have Silhouette Studio Business Edition. I'm not sure if the Sketchfill is available in the other versions. It might be, but I'm using the Silhouette Studio Business Edition. So what we're going to start off with is a circle. You go to the circle tool here, and you click the circle. You hold down the shift key and drag to create a circle. Usually about a 10 inch or 10 and a half. And then what you want to do, you want to set the fill to none up here. And you want to go to the sketch fill, which is right here. It's the squiggly lines. And you want to choose the spiral effect. And the spacing here, you want to max it out. It maxes out at 0.195. So one of the things I wanted to show you is when you reduce the size of this, the swirls get farther apart, as you can see, right? And the more you make it bigger, the closer they get. Well, these ones are a little too tight to do words across them. So what we actually want to do is we want to reduce it to a certain size here, like that. And then we want to release the effects on this side. And now when we resize it, it resizes it. So we've actually got more space between the spirals in order to put the words on it. Okay, so now we're going to release compound path. And we want to take out the outside circle. We don't need that anymore. So now this is our spiral effect here. And then we're going to take some words and we're going to put them along the spiral. I'm going to be pausing in and out because it does freeze a lot when we do this, so just be aware of that. So I'm going to pick a font here. I actually like Euphorogenic. This is my one from DaFont that I like. It's a nice, simple font. So I'm just going to say this is a test. And the size here, I'm going to make this, I think, 28. Where I was sitting before, maybe 30. Okay, so you want to just start off with one little tiny bit of text, and then you want to double click. You want to drag this handle here until it sits on top of the line. Come on the outside of the line. Sometimes it's, there we go. And then you want to drag it all the way up here. There we go, until it's like that. Okay, so now that's on the line. Now what you want to do is you want to go into Notepad, and I put all my lyrics into Notepad first, and I turn off the word wrap. So it's actually technically one long line. This is all the lyrics for a song my daughter wanted, and I have it there. Now this is going to freeze the computer. It does freeze the computer, so don't panic. Just let it do its thing because it will take a little while to do. So I'm going to go Control A to highlight all these words and Control C to copy them. I'm going to go up here, double click to get to the end, and I'm going to probably backspace up here. So I have one little T left, a couple spaces, and then I'm going to hit Control V. And this is where it's going to take a long time, so I'm going to pause the video while this happens. You'll see it spinning and stuff. Okay, it stopped spinning, and there it is. I'm going to maybe turn the font to black. It doesn't matter if you do that now or later. Oh, it's going to blink on and off, so this is okay. It does this, so don't panic. I'm going to change the font to black, and then every time you do something, it's going to actually pause and take a long time to do that. So I'm going to change the font to black and see if it makes, I'm just going to pause it while it does its thing. Okay, there it is. It finally changed the font back to black. You can actually probably do this before you do a paste. And this is actually a couple of the song lyrics. You may have to adjust depending on how far into the spiral it goes. You can, when you first make it, you may have to play with it until you kind of figure out how much space between the spirals you want. And Control Z takes you back. So if you do paste it in there, Control Z or Control Z, American, will actually undo the last action, and then you can go back to that and repaste it again. Choose your font ahead of time. You might want to play with a few fonts to see which one works for the best. Okay, so once you've got it in text format, now you're ready to make a compound path. So you want to right click it and you want to choose Make Compound Path. And I'm going to pause while it does that. Okay, so now it's a compound path. You'll notice that the spirals become red again. And this is now all non-text, so you can't edit it once you've done that. So just be aware that you've got everything perfect before you do a compound path. But now I want to rotate a little bit. And I'll probably be putting a circle in the middle. This is actually a little too tight for what I wanted, because I would add a circle in the middle for a record. So I'll hold down the Shift key and do a circle, probably a bigger circle in the middle for a record. And so you can back off the words a little bit or play with it a little bit, but it's mostly the main idea to show you how to do it. And then once you've got it, you can just move the red circle away. And if you have a really good one that you like that's perfect, you can actually just reuse it from then on. So I actually have a really good one that I like that's the perfect size for this font, and that's what I'll use. And that's everything.